pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The first item is this public hearing open? Is this an extended public hearing?
We just set the president, so
Okay.
we gotta open.
Do we have a motion to open the public hearing for the sewer extension that would service the Liverpool bypass PUD?
Motion.
Motion made. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public hearing's open. Do we have any people signed up? Is there anybody wishing to speak on this public hearing? Seeing none, does the board comments, or any board comments during the public hearing time? Do we have a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public hearing is closed. We are in a position to vote on this. We have to do a secret. I know, Joe, I got you. He was on the edge of his chair. We do have to do a secret resolution. If the board is interested in voting on this today, do we have a motion to do the secret?
Motion.
Motion made for the secret. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Joe, show's yours.
Sure. So, the motion would be to designate the town of Salina Town Board as lead agency for seeker purposes. And also, I'm gonna read through a series of questions. If I do not hear an answer to the question, I'll assume that the answer is no or small impact. Will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulation? Will the proposed action result in a change in use or intensity of use of land? Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community? Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environmental area? Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway? Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and fail to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities? Will the proposed action impact existing public-private water supplies, public-private wastewater treatment utilities? Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources? Will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources? Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health? Based upon the answers given, does anyone at this time want to make a motion finding no significant impact for State Environmental Quality Review Act purposes?
Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have a motion to, what's the language here, pass the sewer extension? Is that gonna work, Joe?
That's fine. There's a resolution in the packet.
Is there? Yeah. Alright, do we have a motion, to approve the matter of extension of the consolidated sewer district number 5, Buckley Sewer District?
Motion.
Motion made. Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Dallas?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Cicerelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Curran?
Yes. Laura, it was good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Alright, residents wishing to speak. Do we have anybody signed up?
No.
Seeing none, are there any, we're gonna look at this. First ward.
I feel like this microphone is extra loud today.
I do too.
I love it. So just an update, the Liverpool Memorial Day Parade Committee had its first meeting at the end of July. So the planning has begun. The idea is to make it bigger and extend the outreach to all of town of Salina. So if you are interested in marching in the parade or you have a fantastic parade idea, please just reach out to myself.
And to that, I think our veterans coordinator here, the Salinas veterans coordinator, is going to be participating in the committee with that.
I hope I did his name, so.
Yeah, and I had conversations over the last week, and I talked to Mayor Finney as well. So we do have a town representative that's going to be part of that as well with you. So I'm happy our first ward council is going to be part of that. Second ward.
Just that, thanks to the highway department, started our big item trash pickup today, and just a thank you for that.
Third ward.
The third board community meeting is next Monday, the 19th, 6:30 p.m. at the Mandeville Fire Court.
All right, fourth ward.
Just make a call to constituents to help shape Salina's future. Your input is crucial. Please take the comprehensive plan survey and let your voice be heard. Thanks.
So to that, we're going to have, when folks come in to pay their school taxes, we just collect them, we don't set school taxes, but they pay their school taxes here at Town Hall. We will be keeping the board board up so folks can actually scan and take the survey for the comprehensive plan as well. So to
That's a good
echo
idea.
that, David,
That's a good idea.
when you're coming in to pay your taxes, make
That's a
sure
good
you
idea.
do that. Yeah, and it's been up for, I think, a couple months now as well. But obviously, a lot of folks come into town hall to pay their taxes, so we'll get a bigger influx hopefully. And I'm gonna actually direct the clerk in her office to encourage folks at the window during the very busy time of collecting money to have them participate in the comprehensive plan as
I
well.
know like maybe like connecting with or something, but obviously some people that might, I'm not understanding the whole QR code thing or something. Do we have like a mobile computer that can just have that link up so people can just keep doing the survey that way or?
We would have to be down at the codes office, something
Okay.
to look into, I think. Maybe we could look into it. We don't wanna take that service away from people that are
No,
down
no,
at
I
the codes office.
just, sometimes thinking, yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's something we might be able to look into. I would just like to say this is our August meeting. This is our last month where we have one meeting. We'll be back to the 2 meetings per month in September. I would just like to also say how wonderful it's been this year. This board, 2 new members, and we have obviously the other 2 that are veterans, I guess you would say. But a lot has been accomplished over the last few months. A lot has gotten done. Obviously, we still have the rest of this month to close out summer. The state fair is literally a week, 2 weeks, maybe less than 2 weeks away. But this board has been extremely successful. We've all worked, I think, extremely well together. And I think a lot of people's different priorities have meshed and been accomplished. I would like to just say that Councilor Carney and I recently took a beautiful walk around the trail at Burnham Park. And again, I think that was a great accomplishment. I'm excited to walk through Dewar Park Trail soon.
Just waiting on a bench.
Okay, just wait on a bench. So if you do get tired on any of these trails, there are beautiful benches. Maybe there's a way the town could have folks, purchase the benches of dedication as well as ways to enhance the trail. So nonetheless, those are just some small projects that were really nice, I think, for the community. And additionally, you can see some of the work that's being done here at Town Hall. When it comes to the Overlook project, we're very excited about that. We've had some great feedback. Roads have been paved throughout Town Hall as well. We've gotten fantastic feedback with that as well. So that's not all of the accomplishments, but that is just a few that are at the top of mind. And I just would like to say that this board deserves credit for that. And it's just been wonderful working with you guys and getting all of this done this year. So thank you for that. Do we have a motion to approve the July 8th, 2024 minutes?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Do we have a motion to approve the July 12th special meeting minutes?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have a motion to approve the July 24th special meeting minutes?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, town engineer.
Good evening. I'd like to request the board approve the 3 hydrant locations at Brookview Lane, has 2 of them, one in Florida for Osmond's letter. Fire department reviewed and approved these locations. This approval adds the hydrants to the consolidated hydrant district.
What option is it?
2.
Option
Being okay.
I'm sorry, yes.
I'm sorry, yes.
Option 1.
All right, option 1. All right, are there any questions from this board? No questions. We have a motion.
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Downs?
Aye.
Counselor Hall?
Yes.
Counselor Cicerelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Brown?
Yes.
All right. I'd like to request the board authorize a change order for community center in the amount of $91,593.40. Change order request was reviewed and recommended by CNS. This change order is for additional excavation of granular fill required for the unsuitable soils that were discovered under the building foundation. The board remember that we approved a similar change order in July. There was additional bad soils there. The other stuff was recent spoils. This is just bad soils that the foundations would set up. So they had to come out and put stone in.
Are we approving all of their stock change orders, am I correct?
This is change order.
Can we approve all the change orders in one vote, Joe?
Yeah, we can.
If the board's okay with that? So, I'll just, to that. So there's one for 91 $91,593, and then there's a second one for $23,545. Jason, both of those change orders have to do specifically with the soil, the bad soil, the remediation.
Yes.
It is our belief, the town's belief, that this is actually work that should have been done at the first contract when they prepared the site. We're still doing a full investigation of that. It is the intention to find recuperation of those costs at the end of this. But in the time being, these are what the these remediations of the soils is what's necessary. Talking to the project manager, I'm not a construction person, but you shouldn't see a giant hole in the ground. There is a giant hole in the ground. They gotta fill that hole in the ground with stone. For the town and the board's sake, I believe that there is going to be another one or possibly two change orders with regards to this. I was told that it was going to be less money than these two that's coming, but they have to finish the excavation and the fill of the hole. Again, that was not part of the original project, so this is just all new stuff, and it has to do with what was on the site before we constructed that we had put out the contract to be remediated. Then there are three smaller change orders. One of them is for $955.20. These are all design change orders that have to do specifically with the hydraulic door that opens up to the outdoors, indoors. Obviously, these are much smaller costs, as I'll list them out. But this is a design change associated with the hydraulic door submittal. There's another one for $1,674.98. That is change to the aluminum door hinges for the hydraulic door. And then the last one is $1,577. That is an additional reinforcement to the stage stairs for the hydraulic. So those are three just small design changes. That was something, once we actually got the hydraulic door, you know, they made an estimate on what the design would be surrounding the hydraulic door. Now that we actually have it, we have the specs for it. These are changes to make sure that it's going to function well, and it's not going to break, and it's not going to be a hazard to anybody. But again, those are very small in comparison to the two larger ones, and those two larger ones are specific to remediation of what should have been done previously. With all of that explanation, is there any questions? Do we have a motion?
Make the motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Downs?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Ciccarelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Sorry, Supervisor Farrell?
I'm going to say yes, but for the record, I would also like to say that it is our hope that we can find savings within the building itself, and I think the GCA made those comments to this board, that there are possible cost savings inside the building as well. So for the general public's sake, having that knowledge is important, and I just wanted to make sure that that is part of this vote. So yes. We got 3 revocable licenses, Jason. This one's all yours.
Yes. So I'd like to request the board authorize a revocable license for 3966 Pawnee Drive. There's no drainage facilities within our easement. There's a larger beam behind the property that all the water runs off into.
Do we have a motion?
Second.
It's the first words. Clerk, make the roll call, please.
Counselor Downs?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Ciccarelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Farrell?
Yes, they're all actually the first word. Go ahead, Jason.
I'd like the board to authorize a revocable license for 115 Longdale. Property owner wants to replace the existing fence in the exact same location. It's already in our easement. Doesn't seem to be any drainage facilities. It's not affecting drainage.
Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Downs?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Ciccarelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Farrell?
Yes.
Finally, I'd like the board to authorize a revocable license for 208 Walters Drive. This is a process of, there's a drainage along the side of the house. There's a drainage pipe in that, so the fence contractor wants to locate our pipe and make sure that the fence posts avoid the pipe.
Motion.
Second. Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Downs?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Ciccarelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Farrell?
And for the board's information, if I have a problem with any of these, they don't make it to the board.
Well, that's good to know.
We work it out there, or they don't get the license.
Jason, I've been holding my breath for you to not recommend a revocable license. All fruitless.
We had one last year that, I did meet with the guy several times and he finally listened to reason and, cause he wanted to dam up a lot of things with his fence.
Well, appreciate the work. Do you have anything else?
I don't know, was there any questions for me?
Alright, next one is, this is under town engineer, I can remember this one, if they do have questions, they can go to you. This is just in, 1 year, we have a yard waste contract, with Superior Waste. Per that contract, we have 2 1-year options. This is to extend the contract by 1 year, the board will have to vote again next year if they wish to extend it, or they'll have to go out to bid for this. Extending it will increase it from $36 to $42.
Correct.
Okay. I was looking at some of the calculations we have up here. So it's gonna go to $42.00 per house. I will just make a comment. Many municipalities do not offer yard waste service. This is, yeah, I mean, the new members don't remember this, the older members do. This business, yard waste and trash, is changing. It's changing drastically. It's changing quickly. This is one of the things that is not necessarily changing, except people aren't offering it anymore. So I do think it's in the best interest of the town and for the benefit of the residents that we keep this for as long as we can. Do we have a motion? We have a motion to authorize the town supervisor to sign a contract for a 1-year extension for Superior Waste for their brush.
Motion.
We have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Reynolds?
Aye.
Counselor Paul? Yes. Counselor Ciccarelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Curran?
Yes. Schedule a public hearing?
Yep, so, the codes task force has been working through the general property maintenance code to clean it up. They have asked, the codes task force just voted, to recommend to the board that we schedule a public hearing for our next meeting, which is September 9th at 6:31, to consider those cleanup changes. So if there's anyone at this time want to make a motion scheduling, a public hearing for September 9th at 6:35, for a local law that will amend section 180 of the town code.
Make a motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Downs?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Ciccarelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Curran?
Yes. That's it?
That's it.
All right, comptroller, first one. Joe, is it okay? We have 4 different things. They're all escrow accounts. Do we have to do these separately?
To make our auditors happy, yeah. I would.
Sure. Good point. So, these are 4 different escrow accounts. All 4 of these projects are completed. The property owners would like to have their money back. So, it is, our exercise that we have to approve this. So, the first one is to authorize the comptroller to close the escrow account for the Universe Corporation and return the remaining funds in the amount of $7,167.33. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Downs?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Ciccarelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Curran?
Yes, the Universe building on 7th North Street looks fantastic, by the way. The next one is to authorize the comptroller to close the escrow account for the B&C self-storage on Vine Street LLC and return the remaining funds in the amount of $1,025. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Downs?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Ciccarelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Curran?
Yes, and the B&C self-storage looks fantastic. It's, the old, I can't remember the name of it. They used to sponsor my Little League team when I was a kid.
Lamb.
Yeah, thank you. AC Land. Yeah, I was in. It was either T-ball or slow pitch. They sponsored my Little League team. Anyways, the B&C self storage. It looks fantastic over there. The next one is authorize the comptroller to close the escrow account for the North Syracuse self storage and return the remaining funds in the amount of $25. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Downs?
Aye.
Counselor
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Ciccarelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Curran?
Yes. The last one is to authorize the comptroller to close the escrow account for Houston Properties Luther Ave Storage and return the remaining funds in the amount of $6,008.79. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Downs?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor
Yes. The next one is to approve the budget modification submitted by the comptroller. The first one is $35 from the supervisor's office expense to the supervisor's salary and wages. This transfer is to cover the salary for the bookkeeper through the end of 2024. The original transfer should have went into the salary and wages line. There is money to cover a potential owl if that is something that comes to fruition as well. But this is just to cover the salaries in those lines at the end of the year. And the next one is a fund balance transfer to the Salina Consolidated Hydrants in the Salina Consolidated Hydrant District of $510.16. The third one is grant rating for the New York Swims grant submission. Grant submission. This is $3,600 from contingent fund to grant writing. This transfer is being requested to pay for the submission of an application for the New York Swims grant. The fourth one is $636.62 out of the contingent fund to insurance in our part-time fund. This transfer is being requested for the 2024 insurance policy add-on. This has to do with the, I think this had to do, this is an add-on to insurance. Yeah, it is. It has to do with a community center. Yeah. This is the O2 account. So we'll approve this contingent review with the comptroller's office, only because I'm not sure if this is the right fund. I will look into this tomorrow with Nina, but it'll be contingent upon review with the comptroller and supervisor. And then the last one is $300 from Parks Overtime. That's not right. It is not. It is, yes. Parks Overtime, comp time, to pool overtime, comp time. All in the Parks Department, different lines.
Is it backwards?
I do think it is backwards, yes. But I do think that is backwards because I'm pretty sure we're moving it from the pool overtime because the pools are closed, so there's not going to be much pool overtime, over to the Parks Overtime to cover Mark Newman's overtime. Right. So, contingent on those two being fixed, but the other three I know are correct. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Downs?
Before I vote, I just want to say again, I appreciate the memos on the budget transfers and modifications, so that way we know what's going on. And yes.
Counselor Pop?
Yes.
Counselor Ciccarelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Curry?
Yes. The next one is a motion to create the Town Hall parking lot traffic calming improvement project. This is obviously in the highway fund, so the O3 fund, but it's our highway fund. The money to fund this is actually coming out of already a capital project in the O3 fund. So this isn't new money, it's money that's already there. We're just transferring it from one capital project to a potentially new capital project. This capital project was born out of the safety committee, which is a employee-run group to pretty much make safety a priority for employees around town hall. I will just make one quick point. Since the safety committee has been formed, which was formed back when I became supervisor, actually it was the first year it's formed here, we have saved thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars in our insurance costs because of it. So the taxpayers have seen a significant dividend because of this. But one of the things that they would like to see, and I know the daycare upstairs has also expressed this, is making this, the court parking lot safer. There are no traffic calming measures. People pull in and they drive right across the parking lot. Parents who come to the back of the parking lot to drop off their children fly back here. There's children walking. Kids go out the back door to go to the playground. When people come for court, they kind of move about that parking lot as they would like. I think the plan is for us to provide a median along the middle of the parking lot so it delineates where the parking spaces are. Imagine an H, so an H in the middle of the parking lot that would kind of section off where the parking is. It would force cars to go around the parking spaces rather than cut straight across them. Additionally, there's potential for erosion and drainage improvements, correct, Jason? Did you include that, your little pet project?
It is included, we just got it done today, so I'm guessing it's gonna be back out, but.
No. So, Jason and I have had many conversations about this entire project. He just alluded to, we might just do the traffic calming measures, not the entire, erosion and drainage part of the project. But that's okay, nonetheless, I personally value the opinions of the employees, and I commend the work that they've done in the safety committee. I know that we've done a lot of different policy things with regards to the safety committee that didn't need to come in front of the board. This is obviously an expense project, so this is something that does. So, the first motion is to create the town hall parking lot traffic calming improvement project. The second motion that we'll have to do is transferring $100,000 from the highway gutter removal project to the town hall parking lot traffic calming improvement project.
I'll make a motion to create the traffic calming solutions project.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Jones?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Cicarelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Finley?
Yes. And do we have a motion for the transfer?
Make the motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Jones?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Cicarelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Finley?
Yes. This next item is a resolution to adopt the investment policy for LoSAP as presented by RBC Wealth Management. LoSAP is more to do with the Liverpool Fire Department and in the Liverpool Fire District than it has anything to do with us. We just manage this investment account. The company we manage it, but RBC Wealth Management manages it. They've said that we need to have an investment policy for this specific program. This is something that really should be passed at the beginning of the year. Supposedly, we've never passed it before. I haven't had the time to actually look back at our agendas from the
We
beginning of the
haven't
year.
been with RBC that long, they were new last year, and then I think
Okay.
it just never happened, so.
Nonetheless, our auditors are requesting that we have this, so.
And the reason they have to come to us is they don't have commissioners like the other fire.
That is
departments.
correct. They are different,
Yeah.
to that, they're a different organization or structure. So, this has more to do with us doing our job, less than what we have input on. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Jones?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Cicarelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Finley?
Yes, the next one is to consider to waive. To waive the 30-day waiting period for a liquor license for Peacock Bar and Restaurant LLC that will be located at 629 Old Liverpool Road.
Second location, and they're moving.
They,
It only wants closed.
Yeah, we could close, they're looking for.
they are
space.
moving. So they are moving to the Lemoyne Manor apartment site. They will be the restaurant that's there. I don't know if it was supposed to be a secret or not, but if you're applying for a liquor license or waiver, it's on our public agenda. So it is here. We are excited, I personally am excited to have Peacock on Old Liverpool Road. So much is happening on Old Liverpool Road. I know it's a pain in the butt. Patience is key. When it's all done, Old Liverpool Road will be a beautiful place for people to enjoy, and having a restaurant like this, I think, is only going to add to the amenities that are already along Old Liverpool Road. So, I'm willing to waive it. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Jones?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Cicarelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Finley?
Yes. The next one is PB&J Lunchbox, waiving the 30-day waiting period for a liquor license at PB&J Lunchbox on Old Liverpool Road. The sidewalk's on the other side of the street, so I don't suggest anybody go from one place to the next. Do we have a motion to waive the 30-day wait period?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Jones?
Aye.
Counselor Paul?
Yes.
Counselor Cicarelli?
Yes.
Counselor Carney?
Yes.
Supervisor Finley?
Yes. The last thing we have, second to last thing we have, is approve the cleanup orders as listed on the agenda.
Make the motion.
Second.
All in favor? The supervisor's report is included in everybody's agenda. No action is needed on that. And we do have to go to an executive session for personnel matters. Do we have a motion for that?
Make the motion.
Do we have a second? All in favor? There will be no action after the executive session, so for the sake